Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie102 and today we are taking a look once again at a woman that is very Christian but very not. I have covered her a few months ago. Her name is Lori Alexander. She is a very fundamentalist Mormon. She has some very offensive views, not only on the topics that almost all deeply Christian people have problems with, like LGBTQ or abortion, but also marriage in general. Love shouldn't be a thing. You're not allowed to speak up against your husband, and much, much more. I will link my first video on her somewhere here. So if you want to, please watch it, but it's not really necessary for this video. So the order you watch these videos in is up to you. Today we will look at her tweets, but not at her Twitter account because she tweets quite a lot, and to pick out the worst ones, it's a whole thing. But there is an Instagram account I also covered in my last video. It's called The Transformed Wife. That's her handle on social media. And the account The Transformed Wife is run by a young woman. She's very nice. I texted her before my last video and she's very nice. She wants to spread the awareness because at times some of her advice are very dangerous. Some of them really can threaten someone's life when they listen to her potentially. And she's very offensive and hypocritical. To be honest, very hypocritical, but that's a Christian thing, right? Also, if I seem a little bit off today, I'm so sorry. I, like the genius I am, not only went to bed yesterday without taking my painkillers and had once again withdrawal symptoms and only slept 4 hours, but also I by accident deleted the first 10 minutes of my video footage. Audio is still there. That's why I refilmed the intro. So if you see some difference from the beginning to the end of the video, that's why. But there will only be around, I think, 5 minutes of me without video footage of my face. The audio is still there, the screen record is still there, so I figured I just re-record the intro, explain it a little bit, and 5 minutes are fine, right? Right? Because I really try to be professional here on my channel. Just a little disclaimer before we jump into this video. Please stay tuned to the end. I have a huge, maybe huge, okay, let's say I have an announcement to make. I will create my second channel and I will just explain a little bit what it's all about, what the first video will be, because I know, and let me tell you, it's exciting. But more on this after the video, so let's jump right in. The first one says, "It's disappointing to see so many believers living in fear over a virus. We're commanded to not be fearful. The worst thing that can happen to us is death and being ushered into the presence of Christ. My pastor, fear is not to describe a believer's life." Oh God, how dare people wanting to live? It's just ungodly. Wasn't it God that placed you on earth, that gave you the gift of life that you should appreciate? I just faintly can remember something about you should appreciate what God gives you. It's just so dumb, the whole, oh my God, we're not allowed to do this because God, and oh no, not wearing mask because God. Honey, if you trust God so much, why did you get chemotherapy because of your brain tumor? Which is good, and it's good that it is in remission and all of that. But so you are allowed to take precautions and get therapy even though God gave you that shit in the first place, but other people are not allowed to worry and take precautions? Seems a little bit hypocritical to me, Lori. 2 women on TikTok that are angry they can't get men. Stop screaming and using foul language. Maybe stop getting tattoos and dressing immodestly. How about learning to be feminine, be kind, attract men with gentleness and goodness? You're going about it the wrong way. Smile, be joyful. So get rid of everything you are and you want to be, and that makes you an individual, and then some man will come and get you and say, oh, you're a really nice woman that doesn't talk back, blah blah, you're basically a pet, and then a man will want you. Lori, maybe this is news to you, but many feminists, yes, I'm an evil feminist, we just want to have a partner that takes us the way we are, the same as we take them the way we are. We don't consider women less valuable than men. We don't consider women to be submissive towards their husbands or men in general. If a man does a fucked up shit, I call him out on his fucked up shit. I don't fucking care. And no, just to get it out of the way in the comments, feminists are not man haters. Feminists are people that want to give women the right to decide over their own body, to have just bodily autonomy, which should be basic human right. And we want just the same chances as men. When my boyfriend and I want to have children, I want to have a say, an equal say in who's gonna stay home, who's gonna work. Sure, if I'm still sick at home, I will stay at home, but I will do this out of my own decision, or out of our decision we came to together. We have a partnership, not a dumb sub relationship, because that's for the bedroom. Women want to rule their husbands. They want control. They want their husband's role. This destroys marriages. God ordained husbands as head of the wives, and wives to submit to their husbands. There we are. It doesn't come naturally, but if you want to build up your marriage, do it God's way. So fundamentalists hate LGBTQ plus people because they're not natural. And the submissive part in a marriage doesn't come natural as well. So either being LGBTQ and not being natural in her case, which it is natural. It's just a thing. Believe it, suck it up. But even in her own logic, it's hypocritical, right? This is a good one. Isn't it interesting that God describes it's a derogatory word for a woman that gives men intimate love in exchange of money. Okay? This way. Her feet abide not in her house, and he commands God-fearing women to be keepers at home. You can either choose to obey God or not, but his will for women is clear. His will for women is also to be listed in the possessions of a man and not as a human. You are an object according to the Bible. And according to the Bible, our word is completely fine. Slavery is fine. Racism, Christianity is based on racism, because we all know one thing. If he ever existed, he wasn't white. In this day and age, Jesus wouldn't be able to come to America because they wouldn't let him in because of how he looks. It's a hard pill to swallow. So this part is, she had a Q&A on her Instagram story where people ask for her advice. Yes, she gives people advice for their life. I don't know why, it's just horrible. Someone asked, do you think home births are dangerous? I'm considering one. Okay, just so we're clear, this is a woman asking her about what kind of birth is good or not good, especially home birth, which is a process that only affects the woman. The woman is the one that pushes the child out there, that has the pain, that has all of the work to do. As always, women in her world have, anyway, all the work to do. And her answer was, many have had successful births at home. I would have loved having my babies at home, since I tense up just Since it ends up just walking into a hospital. Do what your husband wants you to do. My husband wanted me in the hospital just in case. Thankfully, I had uneventful labors and deliveries. Why should your husband decide where you give birth to your child? That is also a question that you should ask your doctor. Is it dangerous? And not a stranger idiot woman on the internet. A moron. Not Mormon, moron. Advice for initiating intimacy with my husband when I'm tired and don't feel my best. Which is a valid reason to say to your husband, hey, I don't wanna. Either do it yourself or just keep quiet. Just easy as that. But of course, Lori has a different opinion on that. She said, make up your mind to obey God regardless of how you're feeling. If I based intimacy with my husband with how I was feeling, we wouldn't have had sex for 30 years. Love your husband. It's mind over matter. It's a choice. Yeah. She basically gives advice for marital R-word. And if anyone's watching, if you don't wanna, you don't have to. And it's obvious she never had dick before, or good dick before, because 30 years? Really? That's sad, honey. This advice was very dark for some reason. Someone asked, should married couples get fixed after they feel they're done having children? And Lori responded with, when I was a teenager, a couple put their 3 children in the back camper and went on a trip. When they arrived, all 3 children were dead from the fumes of the gas. This impacted me greatly. They went on to have more children. We never felt right about cutting off our chance to have more children. What? I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. I don't have anything. These are the advices I get so angry about. Someone asked, stay married? Husband doesn't have sex with me, is verbally and emotionally abusive and neglecting me. And Lori responded, someone saying my husband is abusing me and he neglects his family, which is his God-given, which is his God-given gift to the world. He should be there for his family. And Lori's advice to an abused woman is, how are you as a wife? Are you striving to be the wife God has called you to be? I'm not blaming you for his behavior. Yes, you are, but you're responsible for your own behavior. Read a study 1 Peter 2 and 3 carefully. Read a study 1 Peter 2 and 3 carefully. I don't know anything about the Bible, so that doesn't make any sense. God's instructions to you are perfect. How dare you? And that is what I meant when there is a wife that is getting abused, even physically, even the children. Her advice is,
be much more happy. Be more good to him. Because maybe you're doing something wrong. He wouldn't hit you if you would be perfect.
That's her literal sentiment. That is what abusers tell their victims. That is what my ex-boyfriend told me. And she's giving the advice that, God will do it in the end, so just forget all of your life. You will never be happy, but maybe when you die there is some kind of heaven, but probably not. It's despicable. What to do if husband wants me to lower my standard of how I dress? The advice for that should be, fuck him. Wear whatever you want, what makes you feel good and sexy and empowered. Whatever, he should deal with it. But her advice is, my husband likes dresses above my knees. I prefer them longer, but I submit to him. He saw me in leggings in my 20s and told me I can't wear them out of my house, so I never have, unless I have a long shirt over them. Dress to please your husband as modestly as possible. And this is one that is so incredibly dangerous that it sickens me down to my core. Someone asked, doctors do not want me to have more babies because my pelvis is too small, they said. Should I listen? And Lori, the genius of the universe, responded, obey your husband. He is head over you, and if he believes that more babies can be harmful, then don't. If he doesn't, then do. Doctors don't know everything. They aren't God. What? That is so dangerous. Doctors know more than God, because doctors do exist. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm just getting so angry. So this is the last tweet I will read, because I think I will get a heart attack if I keep going, because I get so angry about this woman. She tweeted, abortions would tank if all single women would stop having love outside of marriage, as God commands. This is what needs to be taught everywhere. Sex outside of marriage causes destruction, devastation, and murder. This is why Satan loves fornication and why God commands we flee it. No. Just no. You have the freedom. If it's consensual, go for it. Shit happens. There is the possibility, even if you are as protective as you can, that you get pregnant. That's why abortions are a thing. Even in Germany, there are still people hating on abortions. I don't know why. But in some cases, our health insurance doesn't cover the abortion itself, but it covers all of the psychological appointments before and after. It covers medication, everything else except the part. But even then, in most cases, our health insurance will pay for it, because in Germany, people know that women should have the freedom of choice. Women should be able to decide, do I want this? Is that good for me? Can I be a good parent? Because not only people that don't want to have kids have abortions. Also people that are just not in the situation right now to give a child a loving home. And some people just don't want to. And all those reasons are valid. You cannot force women to grow a child inside of them that they don't want to, that they have to birth, even though they never wanted to. That is traumatic. As much as I, for example, want to have children, I can imagine that people that don't wanna would be traumatized by having to be forced to have children. It's so dumb to me that this is still such a big discussion. And in America, it's way, way heavier than in Europe. But that is, I think, because America is a more religious country. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And this woman is getting worse and worse day by day. What she puts out in the world as advice for people is not only bad advice, but potentially very dangerous. Some people get maybe further abused by their husbands because of her, because they ask for advice. They ask for someone giving them a little bit of hope and saying, hey, you can get out of there. But she pushes them down again and they stay in that. I don't understand how this woman is allowed on the internet giving this kind of advice. And I don't understand how this woman has a following. But as we know, talking to flat earthers, there's much we don't understand about other people doing. So I don't know what to say. But I hope you did like this video. If so, please leave a like down below, and of course subscribe to my channel. I will also probably by now have a second channel that I will link down below. I will record a trailer video soon, and the first video I will upload there will be my little sister blindfolding me and tattooing me without me knowing what it will be. I'm scared, I'm excited, and I hope you are too. And yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!